United Way ambassadors. I'm pleased to welcome everybody here today for the kickoff of our YSU United Way campaign. I'm not going to introduce them all individually, but I do want you all to know that we have a fairly large group of YSU United Way ambassadors that represent all areas of our campus and are helping to spread the word about the importance of our investment in United Way and its programs. So I'd like to just ask all the United Way ambassadors if they would just kind of raise their hand and wave. Most of us have on our YSU United and Proud shirts. Our YSU United Way campaign is going to run from today, July 26th through September 6th. So we're going to use the next few weeks to educate our community about the important role United Way plays in our community and the impact of your investment in United Way and its programs. Today we're just going to take a few minutes to share with you some stories about United Way and the work it does in the community, and to give you an opportunity to meet some of our YSU colleagues who are involved with the important work that United Way is doing with our children in Youngstown and the Mahoning Valley. At this time, I'd like to introduce Bob Hannon. Bob is the CEO of United Way of Youngstown and Mahoning Valley. So, Bob?
Take that out, but I don't think that'll work. Well, thanks, Betty Jo. Appreciate it. It's good to be here. I'll get close to this mic because I think I need to. First, thank YSU and all that you do for the community in United Way. You're such a big part of the Valley. And such a key component of what happens at United Way. Not only do we kick off campaign and ask you to consider to give, many of your students are part of our Success After 6. We work closely with the education department, we work with the Honors College. Your students, we couldn't do it without Youngstown State. When we began doing work in after school, and we're going to be in 5 Youngstown elementary schools this year, we need your students to be there, to volunteer, to advocate. Many of them are hired as employees. I just talked to a couple young ladies that worked this past summer that are students that are going to work this fall. So if any of you would like to volunteer, to read to children, to be part of homework, mentoring, young women's mentorship, please see our staff. Callie Karras over here heads up our volunteer engagement. But most of all, I just want to thank Youngstown State for all you do for the Valley and for United Way. The work that we do is critical to partner with you. We've been in the community for 98 years. But one of the big changes is focus on education. Our goal is to look at children K-6 that face extreme barriers. How do we get them ready to be successful in school and eventually come to Youngstown State? I walked in with one of our students who's going to be in Success After 6 next year, and she told me, this is a big elementary school here at Youngstown. I said, no, this is where you're going to go to college, I told her. So thanks to all of you. Thanks for what you do for United Way. And I want to turn it over to Brenda Scott. Brenda leads Success After 6. It's an initiative that focuses on after-school enrichment. And again, we'll be in 5 Youngstown elementary schools, Youngstown Community School in Girard this year, and we appreciate your partnership. Brenda Scott.
Hello, everyone. It's my little army right here, Success After 6. Participants is in the program, and they've been with us for as long as we started at Youngstown Community School. So we had Noah and Gabby. They started in our program when they were in kindergarten, Success by 6. Now they're going to 2nd grade, and they have made tremendous strides. And you see the generational experience and also the success, because these are their siblings that's going to be in Success by 6 and coming to being a part of Success After 6 once that experience is already done. But the program itself, like I always say, is not an after-school program. It's way more holistic than that. We want to touch kids and reach kids on a mental level, emotional level, a spiritual level, as well as their academics, and helping them perform and be better students overall. We also engage with their families. So, my parents over here, they're very supportive. They're part of our parent committee that we have for Success After 6 as well, that we encourage. We know parental involvement is extremely important, especially for our young people that we serve. And I'm just proud to say that parents that's involved in Success After 6 are always there. And we want that to continue to grow within the new five elementary schools that we'll be in the city. I'm excited. Most definitely, it's going to be a challenge, but it's going to be a great challenge, and we're up for that challenge. But we need everyone to be a part of what we're trying to do. Whether you're volunteering, you're investing your time, you're investing your money, your energy, your advice, we need everyone to be a part of that. And with our kids, we're going to leave you with a special note. We have what we call our I Am Pledge. Every kid a part of Success After 6 program knows this pledge. And this pledge is basically about positivity, all right? It's to encourage our kids to be who they want to be, and also express that and say that every day. So they're going to say their I Am Pledge. Are you guys ready? I'm going to count it out. You got to be loud, so we got a lot of people so they can hear you nice and clear. Y'all going to be great, okay? 5, 6, 7, 8. With all of this, give him a hand. So every kid in our program knows this pledge. We say this pledge every single day, and we want to continue to encourage our students that we serve and continue to see their growth. We want to see them all the way up through 6th grade. Again, they've been with us from pre-K all the way up. And we're just looking for more students to join us and to help us make Youngstown a better place for all of our kids. So I want to thank you, and I thank you for your support.
So before I give it back to Betty Jo, these are 4 future Penguins here, for sure. You know, Brenda grew up in Youngstown, graduated from Youngstown State. She's part of this community. She went away to Columbus and really wasn't looking to come back home. But we made her an offer she couldn't refuse to come back. So Brenda is a key to this program. She understands what's happening in Youngstown, and she leads this program. So whether it's any of our staff or Brenda, if you'd like to get involved, we're trying to partner with Youngstown City Schools to create a real change. Not just a Band-Aid, but a real change for these children to have an opportunity to succeed. And we need all of you out there to help us in whatever that may be, giving, advocating, volunteering. But Brenda's awesome. The kids are great. The families are awesome. Naomi, you got the best smile. But thanks guys for being here. I'll give back to Dr. Licata. Betty Jo.
So it's important to know that YSU still funds agencies, and last year out of the $3.1 million that we raised in the Valley, $900,000 went to fund agencies in our Valley. But the remainder of that went to fund the impact programs like Success Before 6 and Success After 6, because we know when these students can achieve the 3rd grade reading level, that they have a much greater likelihood of success in graduating from high school and going on to being financially self-sufficient. So United Way's model now is to focus more on the impact that we can have on our children and in the educational system. But our investment in United Way is more than our financial contributions. It's through our programming and our volunteer time. And today we're going to share 3 brief stories with you about how YSU and our students and staff are served by and invest their time and talents in United Way. And first I'd like to introduce Melanie Carfolo. Melanie's the Executive Director of the Rich Center, and she's going to share a few comments about the Rich Center and United Way.
Good afternoon, everyone. Without programs in place like the United Way, making donations and contributions back to the Rich Center, we wouldn't be able to provide the services that we do to our families at no cost to our families. You may not be aware of this, but it's 18 times more expensive to raise a child with autism than a typical child, and we're very fortunate to be able to provide the services that we provide, such as ABA therapy, speech and language pathology, and occupational therapy to our students on the campus of Youngstown State University at no charge to our parents. And we couldn't possibly do the things that we do without the contributions of employees like you through our workforce contributions and through the grants that we've written to the United Way that they've funded for programs such as our early intensive behavior intervention. So we're very fortunate to have the United Way as a major contributor to the Rich Center, and we're very fortunate to have wonderful employees like you all who are making those contributions on a bi-weekly basis. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Melanie. I'd also like to introduce Amy Costantino, the Director of the Honors College, and Nicole Kent, the Director of Student Outreach and Support. They're both going to introduce a student of theirs who's involved with the United Way program. So I'm going to turn it over to Amy and Nicole.
A couple years ago, Kathy Mock and Brenda Cross started talking to us about the Success After 6 program. And we do so much volunteering, and we never know really what the impact is going to be when our students go out and volunteer. But what was really interesting is when we had our students go and volunteer, not only were they making such a huge difference with the kids that they were working with, but they got something in return. And here today to share the story of what she got out of being a volunteer with the Success After 6 is our own Marissa Gray. Marissa Gray graduated in spring semester with a bachelor's degree in English and a minor in history, and she'll be pursuing a master's degree in counseling at Youngstown State. And also we have Tara Rogers, and Tara was also a volunteer here, and I want to recognize Tara. She's volunteering back here at the table, but Marissa, why don't you come on up and share a few words?
Thank you, Dr. Costantino. I appreciate that. Hello, everybody. Thank you all for coming out today, and thank you all for being here and believing in the United Way and the Success After 6 program. As Dr. Costantino explained, I started with Success After 6 2 years ago, so this will be my 3rd year with the program. So I started when the program was initiating just in Youngstown Community School, and that's where I was, and I was placed with the 1st grade classroom. As Dr. Costantino mentioned, I am an English major, so I have no background in education whatsoever. So when I was coming into this experience, I really did not know what to expect. I was figuring, this would be a way to accumulate some volunteer hours and move along. I really had absolutely no idea what the program would entail or how much I would fall in love with the program and how it would really ignite a passion within me to pursue that path in my future. Well, shortly after being involved in the classroom, I realized that this wasn't just, as Ms. Scott mentioned, an after-school program or some sort of intervention program. It was really kind of collapsing from all angles into the classroom and kind of blitzing in and seeing what goes on in the classroom, what goes on in these children's lives outside of the classroom, and putting all the pieces together to unveil what was already there within that child. And I think that's incredibly important for us to understand. Success After 6 does not somehow change or somehow morph these children into something else. It unveils the beauty and the intelligence and the brightness that's already within them. And it takes each individual child and allows them to become the most that they can be. And it does so in such a way that is frankly beautiful and humbling to be a part of. I mean, I consider it the biggest blessing of my life to be a part of Success After 6 and to watch my children develop from when they were scared 1st graders still wanting to go back to kindergarten to now they're going into 3rd grade. And I mean, their reading levels have advanced, their mathematics levels have advanced, but there are other factors that things like tests can't factor into. A lot of my children in the beginning, they would come in speaking negatively about themselves. They had these negative ideas about themselves. So when something went wrong in the morning, they filed that away in the I must be worthless category, right? And they started working on that and having that mentality constantly from a young age. And in this program, they've really started to switch that. They've started to realize their beauty, their worth, their abilities that they did not even know they had. Students are finding new skills like sports and after-school activities, and it's really addressing the whole person, and it's treating these children as holistic people, which to envelop and to develop them spiritually, emotionally, physically, and of course academically. And I think that if any one of those pieces are pulled out, the program is not the same. It needs to envelop all of those different characteristics. And that's where I think YSU students come in at. I think that to encourage your students and to encourage other students that I've been talking to get involved is that we can approach these children on a different level than the other people in their school, right? We're not their teacher, we're not their principal, we don't have any power or authority over them. So we're coming into this power neutral relationship. And from there, we can develop this sort of human connection, right? We can develop this connection where I can spend a month working on one book with one child until at the end of it, she realizes that not only can she do it, she's asking to go and read that book publicly. She wants to do it. It's because of that relationship that was established. It's because of that connection that we made, right? We made a connection as two people. And I think that in all of the volunteerism and all of the things we do, we lose sight of that. We lose sight of why we're actually doing it. And that's why I would encourage all of you to involve yourself in any way you can, whether it's an hour of your time or a few dollars or even just your patronage in any form, to get involved with this program, because this is one of the very few moments in life whenever you do something, you immediately see a result in the life of a child. And this is our community. I mean, these are the future of our community. These are future penguins. These are future leaders and business leaders and politicians and doctors and teachers in our community. So why not invest in the future of our community and see that community rise with these children? To me, it's something that I will never forget. It's something I'm blessed to be a part of. And honestly, it has directly informed the future of my career. I was really unsure what I wanted to do in the future and just kind of came in thinking I'll figure it out eventually. And through this program, I realized that I want to work in child advocacy and the empowerment of children. And to me, the rewards have been priceless, and I hope that the children have gained something from my time there as well. And it's my honor to look forward to the future. So if there's any questions any students have, please refer them to me. I'd be happy to direct them there. And thank you for having me today. I really appreciate it, guys.
Good afternoon. I'm Nicole Kent. My current job right now is Director of Student Outreach and Support, but I first became involved with the United Way when I was scheduling volunteer activities for our student athletes. One of our teams, our softball team, kind of made Youngstown Community School their second home. And I saw that when I was bringing other teams in. We had our baseball team, our track and field teams were there, and I'm walking through and I could see softball players. I didn't schedule them, they were still there. They started doing tutoring on their own. They were still working with some Success After 6 students, but that was their second home. So today I have the privilege to introduce one of those volunteers, Hannah Lucas, who's a senior on our softball team. And I wanted to know a little bit from Hannah, kind of what her experiences were. So I asked her to tell me a little bit about it, and she sent me this email. And what surprised me, the United Way thanks us a whole lot for helping them. It made me really want to thank the United Way for allowing us to be part of this, because one of the things that Hannah told me, and it's no surprise, is that she walked into that school and she saw someone like Brenda Scott, and she said, that's the teacher that I want to become. And that is her major, and Brenda's one of my favorite people, and that was life-changing for her. So I want to introduce Hannah, and thank you to the United Way.
Okay, as Coach Kent has said, my name is Hannah Lucas. I am a senior on the softball team. I am a middle school math and science major. Coming into college, I knew by my junior year of high school, I was like, I want to be a teacher. This is what I want to do with my life. I want to help kids. And coming in my freshman year, fall semester, I was in Intro to Education. And the school that I was assigned it was a struggle for me. It was extremely hard. I had troubles with a lot of the kids and the teachers and everything. And I am so thankful that through softball, we had to go and do volunteer hours. And I have a really good friend. She's somewhere around here. She told me she was going to get Taco Bell, but she might be back. Lexi Roach. She came up to me and she was like, hey, you want to go to Success After 6 tonight with me? And I was like, I don't know, I'm having a really hard time with the classes I'm in now and with the kids I'm dealing with. And she was like, no, come on, you'll have fun, let's go. So I walked in and I was literally attached to her hip. And she was like, Hannah, go away, go help kids, come on. And I was like, okay, you're right, this is my major. And at that time, I was second guessing myself. I was like, I don't know if I want this to be my major anymore. Well, after I walked in and I saw this little girl, and I could tell that she was struggling with whatever it was that she was working with. And so I walked up to her and I asked her, I was like, hey, sweetie, what are we working on? Can I help you with anything? And she told me, she was like, yes, I don't know what I'm doing. Can you please help me? So I sat there and I helped her. And, at the end, she she stood up and she hugged me. And through the school that I was working with that fall, I had never had a student literally thank me and hug me for helping them. And that really just opened my eyes that these kids are so thankful for the time that we take out of our days just to come in and help them with a simple math problem. And even like when we left, we went up to Brenda and she sat there and she thanked us. She was like, thank you guys so much for coming, and we would love to have you guys come back. And, you know, as Coach Kent said, Youngstown Community School is our second home. Every fall we go there and we, even past our volunteer hours, you know, we only have to get 10 hours, and there are girls that will go and get their 13th, 14th hour there just because we truly just want to help those students. And through this experience, after that first day of me being there and helping the kids at Success After 6, I was like, this truly is what I want to do. That literally was set in stone. I want to be a teacher. And I can't thank Brenda enough and the United Way program for helping me decide and helping me to really set it in that I want to be a teacher. I want to help our kids here in our community. And, you know, a lot of people don't get this experience. And I want to thank, you know, Lexi Roach and our coaches and everything. She was the one that brought me there. And even though I was very timid about it, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore, she, you know, kind of pushed me. And she was like, let's go. And then, you know, Brenda kind of threw us in, and she was like, come on, help kids out. And, I mean, if you know Brenda, she's definitely someone that's going to, you know, push you to your limit. She's going to truly help you out. And I can't thank her enough. And, you know, this is it'll be my 7th semester being an education major, and without this program, I don't know what my future would hold, and I don't know what major I would be anymore. And I can't thank Brenda and the program enough for this opportunity and for them helping me to decide what I want to do with my life and my future. So, thank you, Brenda.
Hannah and Marissa, thank you for sharing your stories with us. So the kids said they were bright and beautiful and talented, and we know our own YSU students are bright, beautiful, and talented too. So thank you again for being with us. The United Way campaign and the United Way services are really a team effort across a large number of groups, and I'd like to thank our ambassadors who are here today, who have helped with everything from getting the water and the chips to cooking the hot dogs and helping with the setup, because we couldn't kick off our campaign without the help of everybody across campus, our Chartwells and our Kilcawley Center staff, the mailroom. So everybody's been terrific, and I do want to acknowledge everyone and thank you for your help. But the other key partner are our United Way staff members who really help our kickoff campaign get going with not only with the refreshments, but with tailored pledge cards and helping us identify what the incentives are to encourage investments in United Way. I'd like to especially thank Stacia Urtis, who's over there collecting pledge cards, and Tina Chance, who's in charge of workplace campaigns. And Tina's going to spend a couple of minutes talking to us about the logistics of the campaign and the contributions.
Thank you so much for coming out today. It's an amazing day. We have awesome weather. We have Handel's ice cream. Who can go wrong with Handel's ice cream? But as Dean Licata mentioned, we are kicking off the campaign today. We are going to be here throughout the month of August, giving presentations, talking about our work up until September 6th. So you can make your pledge now, again, up until September 6th. But we do have some really cool incentives if you do decide to pledge today at the kickoff. If you contribute at least $50 to United Way today, you can take home a mini Bluetooth speaker or a United and Proud t-shirt that you see here all throughout the crowd today. So please take advantage of that. We also have another really good incentive. If you look over the hill here, we have a beautiful 2017 Chevy Cruze courtesy of Greenwood Chevrolet. Any donor that contributes at least $260 to the United Way campaign is automatically entered into a drawing. At the end of the year, 10 finalists from Mahoning and Trumbull County is chosen, and they will receive a key to try and start that cruise. If your key starts the car, you get to take it home with you. Or if you don't want the vehicle, you can take home $15,000 in cash. So again, that's courtesy of Greenwood Chevrolet. Honestly, guys, I've been with United Way now for about 4 years. YSU has had a finalist 3 of those 4 years, so it is your time to win that car. We are 100% rooting for you guys over at United Way for the cruise, so take advantage of that as well. One thing I do want to mention, it is new this year, and it's definitely worth noting. We have a local foundation that has decided to match any new or increased contributions this year up to $500. So for example, last year, if maybe you pledged $300 to United Way or you decided not to pledge, if you increase that gift to $500, it will be matched by this foundation and it will become a $1,000 leadership gift for United Way. So this is something really cool and brand new this year, so please maybe consider that as well when you're making your donation. But again, guys, we cannot do this work without you. Thank you so much for your partnership over the years. YSU is absolutely amazing to us, and thank you guys for all coming out and supporting our kickoff again today. Thanks.
Now, I know we usually start our meetings in a certain way, but today we're going to do this a little differently, and I promise that the next speaker gets the last word, at least for today.
Are we going to have a cheer?
So, well, the kids did a cheer, but maybe some of the kids would like to come up. And I'm going to turn it over to our leader at Youngstown State University to have the final word, President Tressel.
Could we bring the cheerleaders and the kids up and see that United Way cheer one more time for some of the late arrivers? See how good of coaches you are, those Penguin cheerleaders.
Come on, we got a boy too.
Okay, you ready? To stay right there as we finish, but just on behalf of the entire Youngstown State University family, we thank the United Way. We thank you for impacting our students, giving our students the opportunity to grow while they're here in school, for impacting us in our community as we build the pipeline to make sure that we continue to have wonderful students here. Thank you so much to the United Way ambassadors for being a part of the on-campus drive. Thanks so much, Betty Jo, for your leadership and everyone on our campus. And with the same cadence of that last cheer, I'm going to ask you to close it with this. Our goal for YSU this year is $50,000. So with that same cadence, I just want you to, with the same arm motions and all the rest, I want you to cheer out 50,000 bucks. 50,000 bucks. Okay, you ready? You got it down? You coordinated? Okay, who's the leader?
All right, ready? 50,000 bucks. 50,000 bucks. 50,000 bucks. 50,000 bucks. 50,000 bucks. 50,000 bucks.
Thank you so much to our great cheerleaders from both the school and YSU, and $50,000 is our goal. We just celebrated the 50th year of our YSU Foundation. We're celebrating the 50th year being a state university, so we thought it was only fitting that our goal this year be $50,000. So spread the word in your offices, your divisions, throughout things. Take advantage between now and September 6th, because Betty Jo has promised me we're going to get to 50,000 bucks. Thanks so much. Best wishes to everyone at United Way, and go Penguins.